Welcome everybody to another look at another film release from Second Sight. Obviously they released Dog Soldiers, yeah that's it, earlier this month, and now they've also released The Mummy from 1959, the second most prolific version of this whole story, with the 1932 film being the first proper one, I guess you could say. There might well have been a silent film version, I don't know. But still, this is a British horror film from Hammer Film Productions, who were well known for taking a lot of, American Universal monster films and putting their own spin on it. And it's directed by Terence Fisher, who did a lot of those films, because he also did The Curse of Frankenstein, The Hound of the Baskervilles, The Curse of the Werewolf. He also did Dracula. Also did The Devils Rise Out and The Earth Dies Screaming. I own 6 of the 12 films that I've seen from him, including this now. And yeah, he's been pretty much a great director out of the 12 films that I've seen. Only really, I'd say The Earth Dies Screaming is the weakest of the bunch, and even then I rather enjoyed that. So yeah, this clocks in at 88 minutes long. And it's about about archaeologists who one by one discover one by one, the archaeologists who discover the 4,000-year-old tomb of Princess Anarcha are brutally murdered. Charis, a high priest in Egypt 40 centuries ago, has been brought to life by the power of the ancient gods, and his sole purpose is to destroy those responsible for destruction of the sacred tomb. But Isabel, wife of one of the explorers, resembles the beautiful princess, forcing the speechless and tormented monster to defy his orders and abduct Isabel to an unknown fate. So yeah, this is another entertaining collaboration between both Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, who are the two lead actors in this, and the director Terence Fisher, which joins the likes of Dracula and The Hound of the Baskervilles to be in terms of the high-ranking late 50s Hammer production films. And yeah, speaking of Cushing, he is once again really rather great in the lead role. Lee has a striking presence and isn't underused, while Fisher directs with rather good efficiency. It is also well paced, has a superb score, doesn't outstay its welcome because it is less than an hour and a half, features mostly a decent production value, and all the while it is generally fun and engrossing. So yeah, a really fun effort, and this is one of those late 50s Hammer films that I hadn't had before. It's not like I found some cheapo Blu-ray or anything before that. So yeah, all the more reason to get this Second Sight release, which yeah, comes with art cards, a booklet, and yeah, this really rather solid hard case that they've done so many times before. Now, this isn't the first time I've had a Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing film from Second Sight. They also collaborated on The House That Dripped Blood, which was also a really rather fantastic release from Second Sight. And yeah, you get the new artwork on the case, but you don't get any of the original artwork in that regard. But you do get the new artwork as well on an art card. 5 of these. But you also get the original artwork on an art card as well, which I actually really like. And I'll explain that in a minute why. And then you get some shots from the film. So you get Peter Cushing jumping over a table with Christopher Lee in the background. Some people don't realise how much of an action role Peter Cushing did in his early days. And there's Christopher Lee as the high priest even. And yeah, and then you've got Christopher Lee in his mummy form. So yeah, the reason why I like this poster so much, and it's shown on the booklet that you get with it, is because you can see a policeman there shining his torch, and it goes straight through Christopher Lee's mummy, who's obviously been wounded in time or just degraded over time, and it gives him a more supernatural, menacing tone to his presence, because otherwise he just looked like a guy with, glowing eyes and bandages, but with that light going through it, it's just like, what if he can survive that, then what on earth is going to kill him? And yeah, it's really well done in that regard. And yeah, torn from the tomb to terrify the world, really nice tagline. And yeah, this booklet has a few write-ups in it. Firstly, you got the cast and the crew, but then you got Seems I've Spent the Better Part of My Life Amongst the Dead, the Hammer Mummy films by Kevin Lyons. Then you've got A Warning to the Curious, Heroes or Desecrators, British Colonial Archaeology in Hammer's The Mummy from 1959 by Kat Allinger. Then you got Tomb Raiders, The Legacy of Hammer's The Mummy by Lindsay Hallam. Then you got acknowledgements and production credits. So yeah, you got more shots from the film. You've also got different versions of the poster, as you can see. Now, this was released back to back in America with Vincent Price's The Bat, which is also a really rather fantastic film. Then you've got, more shots from the film there you can see. So that's Christopher Lee. I think he's getting, he's getting tortured before he's inevitably put in the tomb. And the write-ups themselves look good. And again, another poster from the time, which has the tagline, "Fear will freeze you when you face the mummy." And it's all about how it's in Technicolor and the like. Not suitable for children, no doubt about that. And you get extras on the disc as well. You get the main feature is presented in 2 different aspect ratios. So you got it in 1.66 to 1, and then an alternative full frame at 1.37 to 1. The first one is the original UK theatrical aspect ratio. Then you got new audio commentary by film academic Kelly Robinson. You got archive audio commentary by Marcus Hearn and Jonathan Rigby. Then you got an appreciation of the Mummy by David Hookvale. And then you got the music of the Mummy, Unwrapping the Mummy, The House of Horror, Memories of Bray, and then the Hammer Rep Company and original promo reel and stills gallery. So this is a fantastic release. Yes, it's a little bit maybe on the expensive side for what is a single film at £25, and I would have preferred a poster to the art cards, because we got a poster with the house that dripped blood, and that's a really rather fantastic poster on that. But still, I really, really like this, and I'm just glad it's got a Blu-ray release in a really high quality aspect, because it looks good. You've got the 2 different aspect ratios, and it looks as good as any other Blu-ray release that Second Sight have done. Would have liked a 4K version, maybe, but then that would have been even more expensive. And at the end of the day, these Technicolor classic films still look great, even in Blu-ray, and never mind on 4K. So fantastic film, really one of the best of the 50s from Hammer Horror. Definitely one of the better horror films from the 50s as well. And well worth checking out if you've not seen it already. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.